AEW Revolution Results March 6, 2022 Match Number 1, Chris Jericho vs Eddie Kingston. Kingston gets quite the ovation on his way to the ring and immediately hits a half-and-half suplex as soon as the bell rings and Jericho has to roll to the floor. Neck breaker gets a 1 count for Eddie. Jericho manages to fight Eddie off in the corner with a palm strike and they go to the floor again for some brawling. Crowd is solidly behind Eddie so Jericho flips them off. It's a chop off next one by Eddie, and a DDT gets 2. Jericho reverses an Irish whip to the corner and gets a lariat and an eye rake to slow Eddie down. To the top and Jericho gets a top rope rana, for 2. Jericho rips the top turnbuckle pad off, but Eddie gets another suplex to even things. On the apron now and Jericho vertical suplexes Eddie to the floor. Back in, Jericho gets 3 German suplexes and a lion salt for 2. Jericho sends Eddie to the buckle, but Eddie blasts him with a lariat. Jericho manages to take control back and hook in the walls of Jericho, but Kingston makes the ropes. Jericho stops to argue with ref Aubrey allowing Eddie to hit back-to-back Sato suplexes. Spinning back fist by Eddie only gets 2, however. Eddie goes for a Mikonoka driver but Jericho counters with a code breaker for 2. Jericho now frustrated hits another German, which Eddie no-sells, but Jericho gets another code breaker. He sets up for the Judas effect, but Eddie ducks and gets 2 spinning back fists and locks in the stretch plum for the win. Winner, Eddie Kingston. Post-match Eddie awaits the handshake previously promised by Jericho, but Jericho can't bring himself to do it and walks away. Match number 2, AEW Tag Team Championship, Jurassic Express, C, vs Young Bucks vs reDRagon. O'Reilly and Jungle Boy start. JB gets a quick advantage with an arm drag, but Fish causes a distraction allowing O'Reilly to take over. Fish tags in and a double front kick takes down JB. Fish tags in Matt Jackson who quickly tags in Nick, but JB manages some lucha arm drags and a drop kick on Nick. Luchasaurus in now overpowering both the Bucks and reDRagon with chops. The heels escape to the outside and JB gets a big dive on top of all 4 of them. Fish tags out to Nick and the Bucks get the advantage with a senton on JB. The heels then perform a mugging on Luchasaurus on the outside. Tag to Matt for a double team neck breaker for 2 with Kyle interfering. reDRagon gets a double team on JB and now the Bucks interfere with the pin. The Bucks charge JB in the corner but he fights them off until O'Reilly pulls him to the outside. JB manages to fight off the attack but can't get to Luchasaurus for the tag as Fish pulled Lucha off the apron. Bulldog / drop kick combo from the Bucks get 2 on JB which Kyle breaks up as dissension mounts on the heel side. Kyle accidentally boots Matt and JB tags in Luchasaurus who runs wild, culminating in a moonsault off the apron to the floor on reDRagon. Somehow Nick counters a chokeslam into a destroyer and tags Matt. Lucha kips up and chokeslams all 4 heels and gets a moonsault press on Matt for 2. JB leaps to the top for a doomsday device on Matt for a 2 count. Fish holds JB but he moves and Nick super kicks Fish. O'Reilly tags in for the first official heel vs heel matchup. O'Reilly takes 2 super kicks from Matt and JB but gets a rebound double clothesline to put all 3 down. reDRagon with a double team wheelbarrow for 2, as Fish puts JB on the top rope. Bob hits an avalanche exploder, followed by Kyle hitting a diving knee. Kyle gets JB in a knee bar, with Fish hitting a top rope headbutt, but Matt breaks it up with a flying elbow drop. Nick Jackson runs wild for a bit but gets a chokeslam from Luchasaurus to stop his run. JB gets a shooting star on Kyle, but Nick breaks up that pin attempt with a 450. Thankfully Brandon Cutler is there with the cold spray for Nick after that. O'Reilly grabs the title belt and hits JB for a hot 2 count. reDRagon with the high-low but Luchasaurus breaks that up at 2. Double super kick from the Bucks to Fish and Nick hits a dive to the floor on Luchasaurus. BTE trigger on JB but O'Reilly breaks that up at 2. The Bucks set up for more bang for your buck but JB counters with a Rana and German suplex. Luchasaurus dives on reDRagon on the outside. Jurassic Express immediately hit their finisher to retain. Winners, Jurassic Express match number 3. Face of the Revolution ladder match, Keith Lee vs Christian Cage vs Wardlow vs Ricky Starks vs Powerhouse Hobbs vs Orange Cassidy. Everyone piling on Keith Lee, and it quickly breaks down into Keith Lee vs Wardlow vs Powerhouse Hobbs. Hoss fight. Orange Cassidy. Cassidy jumps on Lee's back, but he's quickly thrown off. Cassidy has the ladder in the center of the ring, but Christian is here looking for the kill switch. Nope. OC to the outside. Starks in. Starks out. Hobbs is in, dumps Christian, and legitimately steps on him to get to the brass ring. Christian fights his way up to Hobbs and hits a falling reverse DDT off the ladder. Christian is stopped by Keith Lee. Starks is in now. Double drop down. Double leapfrog. Lee takes them both out. Keith Lee in the middle of the ring by himself. Wardlow is in and invites Lee off the ladder. Big fight feel. Here's Hobbs clearing the ring with the ladder. Starks is in and we've got a team toss showdown as both guys run up the ladder, but OC makes the save. OC grabs the ladder and does the slowest Terry Funk ladder ECW barely legal spot ever. Hobbs and Wardlow grab both ends of the ladder and military press it. OC skins the cat and he's standing on top of the ladder. Hand on the ring. OC gets crotched. All guys are down, and here come Hobbs. Hobbs with a stalling delayed vertical suplex off the ladder. Christian is in and lands a spear to Hobbs on the ladder. Starks is in and spears Christian off the second rope through the ladder. Wardlow is back in and he dumps Starks off the ladder. Wardlow is climbing the ladder with Starks and OC on his back and he doesn't seem to be bothered. Keith Lee grabs another ladder and all 7 guys are on both ladders. There goes Christian. There goes Orange. Second ladder gets dumped and it's just Wardlow and Hobbs and they both land hard. Everyone is down. Big meaty men as Wardlow, Lee, and Hobbs are circling Orange Cassidy. Keith Lee tosses OC outside about 800 feet. Hobbs dumps Keith Lee. Wardlow dumps Hobbs. He's all alone. He goes outside. Bold strategy, Cotton. The entire arena thought that was the moment for Wardlow to win it all. Wardlow and Hobbs grab a ladder on the outside and they split it in half like a wishbone. Hobbs and Lee are in front of the announce desk and Wardlow out of nowhere with the pounce and takes them both off the stage through a table. Danhausen is here and he's put a curse on Wardlow and Starks. Wardlow grabs Christian and powerbombs him. Wardlow notices Starks is climbing the ladder and vertical leap to the middle of the ladder. Grabs Ricky Starks and powerbombs him on the bridged ladder on his neck. Holy S. Wardlow grabs the brass ring. Winner, Wardlow. Tony Schiavone is on the stage, and he's got a special announcement. Tony is inadvertently showing the camera the contract and we know the newest member of AEW is Shane Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. Match number 4. AEW TBS title match, Jade Cargill, C, versus Tay Conti. Tay has -1 with her on the entrance ramp and Jade has Keystone Kingfish Ingram play her out, and this is another match with a big fight feel. We start hot as Jade paintbrushes her and Conti delivers one right back. Jade looks for Jaded early but Conti fight out with a rolling armbar that Jade escapes. Conti with a tornado DDT. 2 count. Jade on the outside and Conti with a somersault senton off the top to the outside that takes out Mark Sterling. Jade takes out Anna Jay for literally no reason. That just seemed unnecessary. Back in the ring, Conti looks for a roll-up that gets 2, Jade reverses, and Conti sends her off into a chair shot from Anna Jay. Aubrey didn't hear that. 1, 2, no. DDT, that's got to be it. No. 2 count. Back in the ring and my stream froze for a second, but it came back and Jade is up top with a frog splash. I haven't seen that from Jade before. High stack on the pin, but Tay is out at the last second. Conti rolls outside and Jade follows her, but Conti throws her into the apron. Back inside, pile driver by Conti. 1, 2, no. Jade getting the Lex Luger treatment it seems here. Conti goes up top for a moonsault but Jade crotches her. Jade hooks the arms, drags her off, jaded. That's all she wrote. Jade continuing her winning streak was the right call, but Conti looked incredibly strong in defeat. Some awkward spots here and there, but they told a good story in the amount of time they had. Winner, Jade Cargill match number 5. Dog collar match, MJF vs CM Punk. Here comes Punk but no. MJF psyched the crowd out and he comes out to Punk's music first. CM Punk comes out to his old Ring of Honor music. AFI's Miseria Cantare. This is a sight to see, what an entrance. Punk has turned back the clock. Justin Roberts, he is the second city saint, CM Punk. The atmosphere here is special. MJF tries to hit and run early but Punk pulls back on the chain and chokes him from inside the ring. Punk wraps the chain around the post and uses it to keep MJF in the corner. MJF slithers away and delivers a super kick to the knee followed by a powerbomb for a 2 count. MJF now using the chain as a weapon and whipping Punk. Punk with a running knee in the corner and bulldog attempt but MJF yanks him down by the neck. MJF says gimme the mic. Tell everyone you quit on them, just like you quit on me, old timer. Eat, Max. CM Punk. Punk is busted wide open again, by the way. MJF up top but Punk yanks him down by the chain. Punk whips MJF and hits a Russian leg sweep followed by a Bret Hart elbow off the top. Punk with another rising knee in the corner but this time he wraps the chain around MJF's neck and then delivers the bulldog. Punk now whipping MJF with the chain across the spine. This is brutal. Punk focusing on MJF's right hand and looks for the G2S. MJF gets out and locks in the sleeper with the chain, the same way he did in Chicago. The arm has dropped twice but Punk able to hulk up and run up the turnbuckle, pushing back on MJF for a pinning predicament and a 2 count. MJF looking for a pile driver but he can't clasp the hands. Punk gets out. MJF looking for the sale of the earth but Punk rolls into the Anaconda Vice. MJF close to tapping but he escapes through the ropes. MJF abusing Punk with the chain and looks for the heat seeker, but Punk counters with an Alabama slam. Punk wrapping the chain around his knee. Shining Wizard. That caught MJF square in the forehead and he's busted open too. Punk wraps the chain around the eyes and delivers right hands to the face. The fans chant you deserve it. Punk dragging MJF all around the ring and tosses him into the steel steps. Punk wraps the chain around his knee again but misses a charging knee into the steps. Both men are down and they're trading chain shots. Punk signals for the G2S. Punk can't hold MJF up due to the knee injury. MJF wraps the chain around his fist and attacks Punk's bad knee. MJF looking for a tombstone on the apron, but Punk counters and delivers a tombstone of his own. The crowd is legitimately silent because they don't know what they're watching. Punk hurt his own knee in the process. Back in the ring, Punk looking to go up top as he wraps the chain around his elbow. Best in the world. Punk misses the elbow drop. MJF goes for the pin and Punk barely escapes. MJF finds a bag under the ring and here we go, we've got thumbtacks. MJF with a rising knee of his own in the corner. MJF looking for a bulldog but Punk is biting him. MJF with a kick to the knee and both men are trying to put each other in the tacks, to no avail. High kick by Punk stops his momentum. Punk looking for the Pepsi plunge but MJF escapes and crotches Punk on the top rope. MJF is looking for a superplex into the thumbtacks and he delivers. Punk barely escapes as the hand was coming down for the 3. MJF is calling for Wardlow, and here he comes. MJF wants the Dynamite Diamond ring but Wardlow doesn't have it. Punk yanks MJF back in, go to sleep. MJF falls into the tacks. Punk and Wardlow lock eyes, Wardlow found the ring and he leaves it on the apron for Punk. Punk grabs the ring, puts it on, and brings MJF up to his knees. MJF spits in Punk's face. Punk delivers a shot to the face with the ring. It's all over. As a fan of everything NWA, 1980s, and nostalgia, this was unbelievable. The callbacks to Ring of Honor, Bruiser Brody, Valentine vs. Piper, just tremendous. The pacing was perfect, it was methodical, it was brutal. On top of all that, we finally have the Wardlow turn that people have been begging for. Expertly done. Winner, CM Punk. Match number 6. AEW Women's World Championship, Britt Baker, C, vs Thunder Rosa. I was worried how the fans would feel following the previous match, but the crowd is split 50-50ths between Thunder Rosa and D.M.D, so that's a good sign. Deep lock up to start and Britt goes on the attack with a butterfly suplex. Really fun chain wrestling to start here. How good is Thunder Rosa? Backbreaker by Thunder Rosa and a running knee in the corner, and another. Rosa misses a diving lariat in the corner and Baker makes her pay with a hangman's neck breaker. Referee's back is turned and Jamie Hayter gets involved. Baker is in control with a hammer lock as she's drilling Rosa's head into the mat. Rosa gets to her feet with a duck under and a German suplex on Britt for a 2 count. A Northern Lights suplex gets another 2 count. Britt is in the corner and ducks under a running Thunder Rosa, lifts her up, air raid crash. 1, 2, no. These two women are slugging it out in the center of the ring and Baker gets another butterfly suplex. Britt calls on Rebel to apply the glove and we're setting up for lockjaw. Rosa senses it's coming and delivers a shotgun drop kick to the corner. Rosa sits Baker up on the top and goes for a superplex, and she gets it. Baker landed pretty high on that suplex, however. 1, 2, no. Britt is up and lands a ripcord elbow followed by a single arm butterfly suplex that didn't look too good. Baker going for the lockjaw but Rosa rolls into a pin for a 2 count. Rosa gets up and delivers a back suplex for 2. Rosa to the top turnbuckle but Baker catches her and delivers an avalanche air raid crash. 1, 2. No. Fire Thunder driver attempt but Britt rolls through, and Rosa rolls through again and delivers a tombstone. Rebel distracts the referee or that would have been it. Hayter rolls the belt in and Baker hits the curb stomp on the belt. Thunder Rosa kicks out at 2 but Britt Baker locks in the lockjaw. Rosa gets to the bottom rope, rolls into the center of the ring, and locks in a lockjaw of her own. Rebel is on the apron again as Thunder Rosa has a $1 million dream locked in. Britt is tapping. Rosa is up and hits the Big E spear from the ring to the outside. Lariat to Hayter on the outside. Thunder Rosa rolls back in the ring right into a curb stomp. 1, 2, 3. I understand the reason for it, but a little too much outside interference for me in this one. I think this would have been the right time to make the switch, too. Winner and still AEW Women's Champion, Britt Baker. Match number 7. Bryan Danielson vs Jon Moxley. Crowd chants we want violence and I feel like you're going to get it. Trading holds early. Danielson with the advantage early and a kick to the back. Moxley puts his hands behind his back and says take your best shot. Moxley responds with a kick of his own. There are a lot of, potatoes, in this match. Danielson backflips over Moxley but Mox catches him with an elbow. Danielson with a dragon screw and Moxley is in pain. Yes kicks to Moxley's chest and it looks like hamburger, we've just started. Danielson hitting Moxley maybe as hard as I've ever seen someone strike someone else in pro wrestling. Kitchen sink by Danielson and a diving headbutt to Moxley. Corner drop kick by Danielson. Make that 2. Danielson going for another but it's blocked and Moxley delivers a Sato suplex. Danielson gets to his feet and dives into a guillotine choke. Moxley slams him out of it and we're both down. Both men on the outside of the ring and it's turned into a hockey fight. Moxley looks like he's starring in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Danielson is bleeding from the mouth and forehead as well. Moxley with some tie knees but Danielson grabs the full tie clinch and they are just exchanging heavy knees here. Rolling elbow by Danielson but inside out lariat by Moxley. Yikes. Moxley goes up top and Danielson follows. Danielson clawing at Moxley's back and hits a back suplex from the very top rope. I want people to know how much this hurts when they land. Danielson with some big elbows and a dragon sleeper attempt. Moxley barely reaches the ropes but Danielson looks for it again. Moxley rolls through and delivers some vicious elbows of his own and a rear naked choke attempt. Danielson frees himself and goes for the omoplata but Moxley gets free himself. Danielson has wrist control and looking for stomps but Moxley sweeps him and they're 50-50ths, both delivering huge boots to each other. Moxley gets the better of it. Bulldog choke. Danielson stays alive and gets to his feet, captures Moxley, regal plex. Yikes. Moxley is up and psycho knee by Danielson. 1, 2, and no. Moxley kicks out. Arm trap stomps by Danielson and he pulls Moxley into a triangle choke. Moxley trying to fight out. Danielson with some elbows to the top of Moxley's head and blood is pouring. Danielson is measuring Moxley's forehead and Moxley flips over. Traps Danielson, 1, 2, 3. Moxley wins. One of the hardest hitting matches I've seen in recent memory, just wow. The finish felt a bit flat because of Moxley's feet hitting the ropes, but man, this is pro wrestling to me. Winner, Jon Moxley post-match, Danielson isn't happy and he gets in Paul Turner's face. Moxley and Danielson are going back at it, they're tossing referees left and right. William Regal is here. Regal pulls them apart, and slaps Moxley in the face. Danielson laughing, Regal slaps him down too. Regal saying he's taught them both better than that. Regal asked if they've got it out of their system. Shake hands he says. Moxley and Danielson shake hands. The arena erupts. Wow. Tony Schiavone is here on stage and he's talking dynamite. Sammy Guevara vs Scorpio Sky, Layla Hirsch vs Thunder Rosa in a number 1 contenders match. We can all use some more Dan Lambert and Paige Van Zandt, who are in the sky box here. Match number 8. Trios Tornado match, AHFO, Andrade, Isiah Cassidy and Matt Hardy, versus Darby, Sting, and Sammy Guevara. I'm going to be honest. I'll do the best I can here. Darby and Sting are trying to take out Jose the assistant as they put a garbage can on him and sit him in a chair, and Darby hits a suicide dive. Andrade picks up Sammy and drops him stomach first on the barricade. Sting is in the ring and Andrade drop kicks a trash can into his face. Andrade picks up Darby and hits a single arm buckle bomb. Andrade with a double stomp to a hanging Darby and big boot to Sammy. Mark Quinn is here and he and Cassidy hit the silly string on Sammy Guevara on the outside. Sting is following Matt Hardy around the arena and fighting through the crowd, tossing Hardy into anything and everything. Here's the Butcher and the Blade. Butcher grabs Darby and swings him headfirst into the stairs. Several times. Isiah Cassidy is standing on top of the stage as Mark Quinn holds Sammy on the table, but Sammy fights out and meets Cassidy on top of the stage. Spanish Fly off the damn stage through a table. Wow! Butcher and the Blade are setting up a tower of terror with tables stacked too high. Sting is back and he fights Butcher and the Blade off, but Andrade is back to help and Matt Hardy hits Sting with a low blow. Hardy grabs Sting and they disappear through the crowd. Darby and Andrade are fighting on top of the tables, and this is getting scary looking. Andrade is draped over the table and what? Here's Sting on the balcony. Sting, don't do it. Sting dives off the balcony and puts Andrade through a stack of tables, 3 high. Matt Hardy is in the ring with Darby and he lays into him with a chair, looking for the twist of hate. Darby uses the bottom of the chair into the throat of Matt Hardy and goes up top for the coffin drop. He, kind of hits it. It looks like Matt Hardy was rolling out of the way, but Darby catches just a bit of his back. That's it, Darby gets the win. This reminded me of those mid-90s Public Enemy / Nasty Boys WCW hardcore matches, and that's not a bad thing. Winners, Darby, Sting, and Sammy Guevara. Match number 9. AEW World Heavyweight Title, Hangman Adam Page, C, versus Adam Cole. Seems like the crowd is 70/30 in favor of Adam Cole here, which is surprising. Let's go Adam chants, and that's pretty funny. The fight spills outside early and Page is taking Cole from pillar to post. Big boot to Cole from Page on the outside. Back in the ring, big chops to Cole, but Cole catches Page coming in with a fireman's carry into a neck breaker over the knee for a 2 count. Cole follows up with another neck breaker. Cole with a version of the Blue Thunder Bomb that gets a 2. Page fighting with some elbows from underneath, but Cole counters a fall-away slam into a backstabber that gets a 2 count. Cole goes up top but eats a big boot to the face in mid-air. Page with a fall-away slam followed by a kip up for a 2 count. Cole rolls outside and Hangman follows with a plancha over the top that Cole ducks out of the way from. Cole makes a move but Hangman pops him up and powerbombs him on the apron. Page up top, moonsault off the top. Page rolls Cole in and looks to set up the buckshot, but Cole rolls out on the far side. Page follows Cole out, but Cole with an enziguri that changes the tide. Back inside, Cole goes up top and Page follows. Cole looks for sunset flip powerbomb, but Hangman hangs on and looks for a moonsault. Anti-air super kick to Page in mid-air, upside down, from Adam Cole. 2 count. Cole is tuning up the band but Page ducks, deadeye. 2 count. Cole with a barrage of super kicks, but Page responds with a big boot. Lariat attempt by Page but Cole hooks the arm and drops him into a crossface. Page gets to the ropes and rolls to the apron. Cole with an arm wringer off the apron. Back inside, Page ducks a kick and Hangman hits a tombstone. I think that's the 3rd tombstone tonight, but I digress. Hockey fight in the center of the ring. Rolling elbow by Page and a deadlift German. Cole quickly reverses a suplex into a brainbuster on the knee for a 2 count. Cole goes up top and Page follows him. Page goes to the very top, backflip fall away slam a la bandito. 1, 2, no. Page looking to prepare the buckshot but reDRagon is here for the distraction. Super kick to Page and a Panama Sunrise to Page off the apron. Back in the ring, Cole looking for another Panama Sunrise but Page blocks it and looks for the deadeye. reDRagon is back up, low blow by Cole. Panama Sunrise to Page and Cole lowers the boom. 1, 2, no. Page is up to his knees and Cole lands another super kick to his face. Cole lowers the knee pad, and he tries to lower the boom but a lariat from Page. Buckshot attempt, Cole with a super kick. reDRagon looking to get the timekeeper's table, as they set it up right under the apron and tell Cole to finish him. Deadeye through the table. Dark Order is here to make sure Page is alright and they fight reDRagon to the back. It's now a one-on-one match again. Page rolls Cole back in. Buckshot. That's it? No. Cole gets his fingers to the ropes before the 3. Page is taping Cole to the ropes. Is this legal? And Page super kicks Cole. Once. Twice. 3 times. Crowd is booing Page. Cole responds with one of his own. Super kick by Page. Page is lowering his knee pad. Crowd is booing relentlessly. Page lowers the boom on Cole, lands the buckshot. 1, 2, 3. Clean as a sheet in the center of the ring, Adam Page is still your AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Adam Page so badly needed a win here to validate his world title run, and he got it. Winner, Adam Page. Post-match, Page kneels next to a defeated Adam Cole, and shakes his hand.